Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
Destroyer of worlds.
In my association with Project Blue, they definitely withheld information.
The whole fleet of them, look on the ASA. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely.
All right, guys, welcome back to Total Disclosure across all platforms, where we explore the mysteries of the unknown, from conspiracy theories to UFO sightings, all of it. We dive deep into the unexplained occurrences in our skies and on the ground. If you're passionate about exploring the unknown and are intrigued by the possibility of extraterrestrial life, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that like button, share with your friends and family, and the grays. We don't care. We don't discriminate. And hit that notification bell. Stay up to date with our latest videos. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, remember, leave a 5-star review. And on Apple, you can also leave a written review. It truly helps us tremendously. If you'd like to support the show further, become a member on either YouTube or on our newly revamped Patreon. It's the same thing. For less than a cup of coffee a month, you can get ad-free content, bonus material, segments, early access to interviews, like the one you're about to see today. And then a yearly gift autographed by me, yours truly, after 12 months consecutive membership. So with that being said, let's explore the unknown together. And with that, we're exploring today is Marco Leal, Brazilian UFO researcher, really pivotal part of the filming of the movie, the documentary James Fox made, Moment of Contact. Welcome back to Total Disclosure, Marco. It's so good to see you.
Oh, thanks a lot, Tyler, again, to have me on here. And it is a pleasure to come back to your very good channel we talk about some UFO subject.
Yeah, the things that we love, right? There's nothing better than, in my opinion, getting to sit down and grab a cup of coffee, grab it. It's almost like we're sitting together at the table, having dinner, having this conversation together. And that's how I like to run the podcast now, is more like a one-on-one conversation. And I really want to get your insight on something that I know people in South America, it's a big topic right now. And that is, we'll start the show off with this, the Nazca mummies. Jaime Maussan, now maybe you can tell the story to me a little bit better about how it unveiled, because it was at a conference and there was people from the Brazilian government there. Ryan Graves was there. And then Jaime Maussan brought out these mummies, which we've already seen before. Like 6 years ago, I believe. They tried to do the same kind of thing where they presented it. But all of this is being backed by Gaia. So Gaia is when I started looking at who put it all together, it's Gaia. Mm-hmm. So what's your insight on the Nazca mummies? Are they real? I have a video that we're going to play, but can you talk to me about what's going on down in your world when there's so much happening. Like, in Peru, especially, we had another case in Peru where they, jetpacks and the cartels, they said that was the official story or something like that. So, but let's talk about the mummies first.
Oh yes, I heard actually the first time about this movies from Nazca, like was like you said 6 to 7 years ago when I had the opportunity to meet Brian Foster. He was the guy who was investigating this case back in 7 years, and he came to Brazil
Right.
to do a lecture, about it, these mummies, and I had the opportunity to go to pick up him on the airport and bring him to the conference, and we spoke about it a little bit. So I remember that time he didn't know for sure if it was real. He told me that it was like 50% could be real and the other 50% could be fake, and he was trying to get more information and more like um, more chance to go over and investigate this case. And then he was telling me that he used to research other kinds of mummies, and they had the head, the long heads, and a
Right.
very big ones.
Right.
And that was he was telling me the DNA of this things was really interested. And we know also that there's a lot of science that it is studying, but the movies that we saw, like on with Jaime Maussan, I think we
So
need
you
more.
saw these mummies.
No, I just saw here on the news, and then I had my friend Rony Vernet. He went to Mexico and he participated the Congress there.
Oh, he was
He
there at that UFO Congress.
Yes, and Rony Vernet, he was in Mexico City on the Congress with Jaime Maussan and other uh, authorities there, and he
Yeah.
also spoke a little bit. Actually, he had like 30 minutes to speak about it a little bit, our cases here in Brazil, but he only had it like 10 minutes because all the attention was for the mummies, right? And but
So he got
actually,
so
yeah,
there was so much attention on the mummies that he only got 10 minutes to speak, because
yeah,
that I find that to be crazy. So, because what that tells me is that it was unplanned to the people that were the other people that were going to be at this conference, this UFO conference. They didn't know that this was going to happen.
yeah,
They all were
yes,
shocked by it too. I mean, Ryan Graves said he didn't know it was going to happen. He left during that whole
yeah,
thing. Um,
yeah.
so that's crazy that you say that, because I really I'm starting to think now that not a lot of people knew that they were going to roll those out.
Yes, that was a surprise. And then also we knew for the Andrea Simondini, she's a very good researcher here in Argentina country, and she was there too to speak about the Argentina cases, and also she came a couple times in Brazil to do a lecture about her cases, and that's what she said too. Nobody, like you said, nobody knew like all the like was a news for them, and Ryan Grave
Right,
too, as you said, and
right.
so they didn't have enough time to present like their cases or their knowledge, and I think
That kind
also
of
we need,
sucks.
yeah, and I think we need more study and investigation to prove by the scientific organization, that to we like say that is like 100% real, the mummies. He's very interested because I spoke with Brian Foster. He's for sure is more into this kind of subject, and but he also said that we need more investigation, more people to come and help, study this. Yeah. And what do you think, Tyler, about it?
My opinion about the
Yeah.
mummies, and I think so. My problem here's my because it doesn't matter what I necessarily think, because I have never seen them, touch them. So what I think is different from what I know, and what I know is that Jaime Musan has a track record of
Mhm.
cherry picking data. He also has a track record of jumping the gun a little bit, and I think he is kind of equivalent in my mind to that of Dr. Stephen Greer in the United States. They
Yeah.
might have the best of intentions. They may really want this subject to be disclosed. They want all the same things that you and I want, but they also want the money and the lifestyle that they're used to stay the same.
Yeah. Exactly.
So they do these. These mummies were presented 6 years ago. This isn't new.
Hmm.
But
Yes.
now Jaime, Gaia TV, and I'm not shaming Gaia TV for funding this, but there are people that were supposed to speak about real cases. Now,
Yeah.
that you're talking about, the people from that speaking about the cases in Argentina, speaking about cases in South America, other cases, real data was overshadowed by a stunt pulled that they did not know was happening. So I think that is very telling in its nature, that
Yeah.
they kept this so close to the chest because they knew they're capitalizing on the reinvigoration of this topic. More and more people are now getting into it. So why not roll these mummies back out? Right? Try to see if
Exactly.
they can get more people on board with them being, and I'm not saying they're not alien, but what if they're just another human species that we haven't discovered yet?
Yeah. Exactly. And then
Right?
I had the opportunity to meet Jaime Malsen here in Brazil when he came, and he's really nice guy. He's very good guy, but like you said, I have the perception too. They need more investigate more things that they share with like the big audience, because there's some cases they bring to their show that wasn't real, because we knew here, like Varginha was one of the case, because they brought a guy, like one video that was very popular here in Brazil, that looks like a guy from the CIA, and he had information, also he had some picture, so they did a really good movie, like video about it. But
Mhm.
I was investigating, and then I found out with the creator of this video that it was a fake. He was doing like a fiction
Yeah,
part
CGI.
of video. So, and then they present it for like real for all the big audience. So I think we
Right.
need to careful a little bit more about it.
Because Jaime has a big show, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's on television, correct?
Yes, it
So
is.
he's on TV and
Mhm.
he's presenting these things. And a lot of people in South America look to him as an expert in the field. And they don't know any better. So I
Mhm.
feel bad. It's like, and same thing with like people here in the United States with certain researchers,
Mhm.
they get so caught up in one narrative that they can't possibly entertain the idea of anything else.
Yeah.
And when you get like that one track mind, I mean, you've essentially you've you're not a part of ufology anymore. You're a part of a cult.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I hate to say that. I really do. I hate to say
Yeah.
that.
Me too.
But so let's move past this. Let's move past the mummies. I think it's you know, what we give it a we give it a. So right now we'll say this: to be
Yeah.
determined. To be determined. And I know. So one of the things I really did want to talk to you tonight about is James's new film. James is doing a new movie. Have you been working with him at all on the new film? And can you give us any insight or any exclusives into what's going on? Don't get yourself in trouble. But can you give us any insider knowledge or insider scoops on when that might be out? What is the project?
Oh, that's nice. And I spoke with James yesterday, and he was editing the movie, the new movie, and
So he's in
that's
editing?
yeah, he's still and he wants to finish into maybe second semester to delivery, and he's
Okay.
worked so hard with it. And the things that I know that I can say is he spent 1 month in Washington DC,
Yeah.
and he went to the Congress, and like I knew that he visited some politicians by the government who speaks about it, and he sent to me actually a video that was kind of funny, because like all the politicians, they were like the highest ones, they were in the elevator, and he was trying to like, hey guys, please, can you tell me like something about it, like this? And then this guy, nobody was like silence, and the door closed, and he didn't have the answer, but
He
was
shared
very
them.
hard. Yeah,
He
but
shared-
also I knew that he had on camera 6 people there in 1 month, and was
So he
very
interviewed
hard.
6 people in 1 month in Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
So
and
would you say that this is going to be more of a follow-up to the phenomenon, where
yeah,
it delves into, a lot of different cases rather than just one, like
yeah.
limited contact?
Yes, I think he's putting all the new information that came after the phenomenon, like by the American ufology and government, and like he folks also in, I think, David Grush, of course, and testimony and all things like that, and I knew that he was only the guy who went to the NASA conference, and
Yeah, he got to ask a question. I saw that.
yes, and he was the only like UFO reporter of the subject that was there that I knew, and he had his name on the list, and he has his connections, and he said to me that when he was there to go, like he was very hard to get inside of
Really?
the interview, the conference, and he had opportunity to ask a question to Billy Nelson, the president of
The
NASA.
president of NASA, yeah.
Yeah, and then he basically he had a very like little time to ask questions, but he did the best he couldn't, like he couldn't.
Yeah, of course. You
Uh,
only have, one. You literally get one question.
yeah,
Because I remember I remember he put out the video, and it's like there's a line of people behind him that are also going to ask a question. So you get one question, and then they answer, and then you go. So
yeah,
but that's going to be a cool moment in the movie. Hopefully, they get to use that footage, and
yeah,
because James, what I really like about his filmmaking And what, when you were a part of Moment of Contact, I really liked that you guys are on camera. You're not behind the camera like most documentary filmmakers. You're on camera. You're boots on the ground, and you're doing the work. You're putting your life on the line. Like that moment in Moment of Contact. That sounds weird. That moment in Moments of Contact when you guys are at Eric Lopes' house,
Yeah.
like you don't get that footage from
Yeah.
anybody besides James Fox.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Marco Leal. Because like you did all the legwork, man. People don't realize like what you did for that movie. That movie would not be made without you.
Yeah, thanks.
So
Yeah. And I
you
have
know,
the like the James Fox mind. It's incredible, like putting all together because James he was always because since I met him in 2011, and then he was in the United States, but we always were talking about the news of Varginha, and I was keep going, and then I was updating him, and he was telling me he was giving me the support, like and the way how I had it to go. He was
right.
very very important these 10 years that we were working together. And also that you said that we were like on camera. That's funny because I think in the medium, like we shoot the movie like I think in 3 weeks, and in 1 week and a half I didn't know that I was in the movie because I thought that I was behind, and I thought the camera guy was like filming, but I thought that it was only James.
Oh
And
no,
then
you were surprised that you were
yeah, I
even
was
on.
surprised. And then I
Yeah,
remember because I have my like very
your
simple
vest
clothes
on,
behind
the
the scenes.
classic vest, dude.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God. And then Jamie said, oh, maybe it's better you like, I said, oh, maybe I can change the shirt. He said, yes, you are in the movie. I said, what? No, I am in the behind the scenes. He said, no, we are like filming all of say, oh my God, all my like very like simple clothes on me on camera. Like, I
Well,
can't believe it. That's
you're
so funny.
wearing the vest, because like you need a lot of stuff. Like you're you're
Yeah.
you're trying to do a lot of things at once, and they're assist in production, and you're making phone calls. Like there's the scene of
Yeah.
you at the gas station coordinating, like, all right, we're gonna go to this hotel. Like that's all you, dude. That
Yeah.
again, people don't realize like that is essential. Like
Mm.
you need to have someone like you, like me, like someone who likes to make movies needs to have someone like you who
Yeah.
can be there in the minute making it happen. Because a lot of those moments in Moment of Contact, they don't happen without you, Marco. And I really like stress that because you 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 pulled that out of your ass. So like getting those witnesses that hadn't been seen in 20 years,
Yes.
like Carlos de Souza. That was monumental. And speaking of that, any updates on the case of Varginha?
Oh yes, actually, like we had the perception that after the movie came out, like some people from uh, the hospitals, doctors, they came after they, I think, were more. They had a more. I think I don't know if the words. Sorry about my English, but the word courage to come.
Yeah, they had more of a they were less afraid because the story
Yeah.
was out there. So that yeah, they had more courage to stand up and come forward.
Yes, and then the things that I was that was very impressive to me was the doctor who we were speaking about. Like we had the information that this doctor he was in the regional hospital back to the January of 1996, and he was working there. And then when we went to speak with him, and he already watched the movie, The Moment of Contact, and I thought that he was only speak about the strange activity at the hospital, like a lot of people who worked there was telling us. And then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna tell you guys, I saw the video of the creature because my friend, doctor," and then he said the name of this doctor. He recorded because he had a camera and was very very fast, like when they bring the creature to the hospital was very quickly, like the creature stayed very little time inside of the area, and then some doctors could see the creature, and then this other doctor came with a camera and shoot like some minutes of this creature. And then this doctor Italo Venturelli, he's also surgeon.
Neurosurgeon.
Yeah, neurosurgeon. And
He operates on the brain.
yes, exactly. He's very like smart, and he we got impressive by his testimony because, yeah, now I am 70, I think 71 years old. And then he said that they had some pressure back to the 90s, and he
Not
never
speak.
revealed this, you know
So there was pressure from who to not speak?
from actually from the doctor area, like, because like all the doctors said, how we cannot prove that this is true. And then maybe because like a small city, people, most the people doesn't believe, and then they were afraid
So they
to
were afraid
about
with
their
their
career,
about their reputations?
exactly, yes. And
Dude,
then they were
didn't,
more
like
afraid.
didn't part of the hospital smell like ammonia for like 2 weeks?
Yeah,
How
yes,
did,
looks like.
and I, oh my god.
Yeah.
They didn't
And
think
then
that people would believe them. Like if they came out and said what imagine what this case would look like if the hospital came out and said, "Listen, we those creatures came here and
yeah,
confirmed it."
yeah,
Like back then,
yeah.
that would have corroborated the girl's testimony, which would have made the military look like even more idiots,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? But
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
so well, whatever. So the doctor comes forward,
Yeah.
or the doctors come forward. So where is this footage?
Yeah, and then this is really interesting because, like, we had the information by the investigation that we knew from that a doctor shoot a video, and then like 4 months before I met the doctor, Dr. Italo. We had the information, and then I went to the doctor's house, the family, because this doctor, he died in 2018. And
Oh,
and the footage it is with his family. And then I went to speak with his wife, and the first time, like, she was very nice with me. She invited me to go inside of her house, and we spoke for 30 minutes. And the only thing she said that her husband saw the strange activity on the by the militaries, and then only this. And she said that about the video, the footage wasn't true. She said, no, we don't have this. This has never happened. But and then I was like, oh, really? But we have the information by another doctors who told us that your husband showed the video to them. And then that's what I came here, because they were very close friends of your husband. And actually she knows the doctor who were, because these doctors who saw the video, it is a friend of her too. And then she was,
ah,
and then like she was very nice, and then I remember I left the house. I was like, oh my god, um, she doesn't have. And I remember I called James because James was offering like $200,000, which is a lot of money in Brazil. Like it's like a one
Yeah,
million.
that's
Like,
life-changing money to someone in Brazil.
yeah,
And but
it is.
this woman was also married to a doctor, so she doesn't seem like she would need the money.
Exactly. That's what I did was the deal. And she said, and I remember I was telling, oh, it's like 200,000, like, and then she said, she laughed and she said, oh, that's a great money. But if I have the video, of course I would share with you guys, but I don't have it. So the first time I remember, that was 4 months before I met Dr. Italo. And then, like, when I met Dr. Italo, and when we spoke for the first time, he told us everything that he knew and he saw. And then the name of the doctor who did the recording, and then he said to us the name of the doctor, and it was her husband. And then I said, "Oh my God, doctor," because I went to her house 4 months ago, and she said she doesn't have. And the doctor Italo said, "No, they have, they have because,
Can
like,
you can you
yeah,
can you send me the testimony of the doctor so I can include it in the podcast?
yeah, for sure. We already translated in English his testimony, and then I'm gonna send to you, and
All right.
then
So for anyone who's listening right now, um, that we're going to include right now the doctor's testimony. And anyone watching, we're going to include the doctor's testimony right now, real quick. All right, Marco, that was just a placeholder for me to remember to put it
amazing.
in there. But all right, so continue.
Yeah, and then one part I think was very exciting to us, me and my partner, researcher friend, John, was that he said to us, "No, she have." And then I have another friend, which is a doctor. He also saw the video, but I don't know why they are afraid. Maybe we don't know. Like, they
Do you
they
think
keep
that she just
this.
doesn't actually know? Do you think that maybe she just doesn't actually know where it is and
Yeah.
she is going through things behind your behind the scenes, like trying to find it?
Yes, actually, then I remember I called James. Oh, James, you're not gonna believe this doctor right here. He saw the
And
video of
how
the
do you spell
creature.
Dr. Italo? Can you spell that?
Italo, it's Italo.
Oh, okay.
It, yeah,
Dr. Italo.
yeah, Italo. And then I remember I called James at the time, and we did a video call with the doctor, and then he convinced the doctor call her and see if she could uh, like uh, like speak with us again, and then
Right.
maybe he could like say, hey, please, can you show them the footage, like, and
Because
then but
we all know, everybody in the UFO community knows, James is one of the most persuasive people on the planet. If he asks you to do something, like, chances are you're gonna do it.
yeah, he's always gonna do it. It's funny
Yeah.
because he got a military X, because I knew military X for a while, for many years, and he never would go on camera. And then James was persisting and said, please, just one meeting. Like, I want to talk with him. And then with a lot of insisting, like, we military X agreed to speak with us for, like, before he goes on camera, for sure, of course. And then I remember James was very like, he trusted James, that's why he came on camera. And
Right.
then was
That
amazing.
was
And
such
then
a powerful powerful ending
Yeah.
because, like, there are so many things that could have went wrong. Like one thing goes wrong, and he backs out, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know,
And
it could have been that quick.
yes. And that's what I James is that's the his his personality, he's
Yeah,
incredible, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then like he convinced the doctor to, and then I remember the doctor was talking to the lady, and then I'm gonna, yeah, I think I can say here this, and then like he sent me an audio of her, like because they spoke privately, and then she said, oh, you know, Marco already came here to and then he offered 200,000 for the little movie. She said little movie, and then she laughed a little bit and she said, "Oh, you know, actually, I don't know where this is can be right now. Like I don't know where it is like right now." So she was confirmed that this video exists, you know, because it was an audio that she sent to the Dr. Italo, and then Dr. Italo showed us just to say, "Oh, see, they have the footage," you know. And then also we went back to her house, and she was also she was again very nice. And then we spoke for like, and I remember I did a video call with James, and she was very kind, and she gave us like a hard drive from her husband, because he used to had a hard drive in his office when he was a doctor. And then of course they had it, a lot of information by his clients, you know. But also we knew another story that he showed the video inside of his office to another doctor. So we thought in our mind, maybe
There, it could possibly be on this drive.
exactly. And then we had a hard time to fix because it was broke. And
It
then
was
we,
broken.
yeah, it was broken, the hard drive, because it was a older, was like back to the
Oh,
90s, you know. Like, and then actually the movie that he did was in a VHS, you know. But he
one of those
convert,
old cameras. Yeah.
yeah, and then he convert to a CD, like a media, because this doctor, which we knew when we spoke with a sorcerer who worked with him, because he doesn't want to appear, he's very afraid to come forward. But he said no. He showed me the picture, the video on his laptop, and he had a CD on his office. And but the doctor just showed to his friend, because this doctor that we were talking,
Yeah. You got to go back to the
he,
house and start hitting eject on all the CD things.
yeah, and then he didn't believe at the case, because he was making fun of the other doctors. And then they say, hey, tonight you're gonna see something, come over here. And then he never expected. That's what he said to us. And then he went to
So
his
he ended up
to the
seeing the
office.
footage. Can he
Yeah, and then
you at least describe the footage? I'm sure you've asked them to describe what the footage is. So we don't have it yet. Let's hope
yeah,
one day that we do get it. And you know what? It might be as controversial as the mummies. Who knows? Right? Who
exactly.
knows?
Yes.
But
Who knows?
can you describe to me what the footage, and then I know you have a presentation that we want to bring up and get through about some of the cases in South America and that area, but can you describe to me what they've told you about this video? What happens in the video,
Yeah, he said that was very
if you
quickly
can be as
too. And
detailed as possible?
yes, and then I remember that he said that it was a creature very like skin, and like with some oil, over the body, like with like was a brown, and the eye, like he had a big head with my three things like horny. I don't know how
So
do you guys say
three
the
protrusions.
protrusion exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
and
So all
then also
consistent with the other testimony.
yes, but he said that the creature was in a bed, like of hospital bed, and was there was a lot of doctors around, and but when he saw the eye, and that's what I was like kind of interested, because he said the eye was for him was kind of green, and we know that everybody said that it was
Red.
red, right? But like he said, he doesn't know if because was of the quality of, or if it was the filter of the lens of
Yeah,
the
because
camera.
okay, and I've long held this theory, Marco, and I want to present this to you because I think it might solve what you're about to say.
Yeah.
Now we know that a creature, a being who has red eyes. Do you know when you take a picture or when you point a camera at a dog and take a picture, their eyes are like yellow?
Yeah.
It's that same effect. There's a layer that goes it's a tissue that goes over the eye to protect it, and it
Yeah.
allows them to see at night better. Now, these
Yeah.
creatures, all the testimony points to that they were uncomfortable in the sun, right?
Yes.
They wanted to
Yeah.
be in the shade. So
Yeah.
their eyes being red means that would signal to me that they're from a world where their star is much older and it's much dimmer, and maybe their planet gets less sunlight than ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's why they developed this this eye, this red, dark red eye that has that signature, like cats and dogs and wolves and all these animals that have adapted to see in nighttime. Bears have it. Um, you know, it could just be a generational trait that they have.
Yes.
That could
Perfect.
easily explain that.
Yeah, that's really, really nice perception that you had it. This is could
Yeah.
be too. We don't know. Um, and
And you
then
said that they possibly swam, right?
yes, they
They were
probably
probably amphibious beings.
yeah, because when these creatures appeared, uh, we believe that they came from the river we call Green River. That it is a long river, and this is matches with the sighting, the crash sightings, kind of, because like if you swim, like this is like this is only a simple example, very simple. Like they had this river, and then like if you swim, you you're gonna appear in this area in Varginha, you know. But
Right.
this is
So
only a
it's
hypothesis.
like a short. You could hop in the river and then then jump out right at the spot where then the witnesses start seeing them
Exactly,
and the
yes, and
military
then
action happens.
yeah, and
But
then also the video that maybe you guys already saw, the doctor, and then he also he gave, because he had a more time and more times that he saw the video, no only one time, and he said the creature was like the head was big and like uh very different and big eyes.
bulbous. So the bulbous head would be like a large, elongated circular head.
Exactly, and then
Then it had the three
like
protrusions.
probably three times bigger of our head, and but at the very thin, like the like a long fingers, and then like I remember I think he said three fingers, or
Three
I don't know,
fingers with the long
because
middle.
there's two testimony of the doctors, and I don't know. I remember that one didn't see the hand, you know, but um, he also said the creature was kind of white already, you know, more like wasn't too brown anymore, was kind of
Was it
white.
dead already?
Yet no, it wasn't that, it was alive. But that's is really
Huh.
interesting because I remember we showed him, remember the Ray Santilli movie of Roswell in back to the 90s, the Roswell footage that was a fake.
Yeah,
uh,
the Santilli, the alien autopsy.
yeah, and then I showed him, oh, this is what look like. Said no, it's not the same, because we thought that we thought, oh my god, maybe he saw the same video and he thinks that
He thinks it's
that's
that
it
one.
is. Yeah, and then he said no,
It's he
no,
so
I
he
saw the video.
confirmed. Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? That is a very, very thank God you said that
Mhm.
because I didn't even think of that. So you confirmed that he was not shown the Ray Santilli alien autopsy.
Yes, it
Okay,
in the
that's actually a
interview.
really good
And
piece
then
of
in the interview, you can see that we sent his a message and he answered, oh, that's really nice video, but it is not the video that I saw. And then he's saying, and then, but you know, like
so what
when you
else
guys,
happens in the footage? So it just shows the being laying on the medical table. No, and then there's people around. The people that are around, are they doctors or are they suits or is there a
no,
mix?
no, he said that was a doctors, because the military was very, like, it was a lot of confusion, like running, people was running, and then the militaries, I think they were in the way of the hospital, so they had this moment, I think, by themselves
Oh,
with the
so
creature that time. That's right. This
so this is
like
before the military even arrives. So there is this moment of panic in the hospital.
yes, I think like the militaries bring it to the hospital and something happened. They maybe left and they leave a little, like some time, like they leave for a while. Some doctors inside to
And
like do
maybe like a
exams.
small detail, like 2 or 3 people, they leave there to stand, guard on the perimeter, and that kinda stuff, but so,
Yeah.
at one point, what you're saying is mostly the doctors were the only ones that were observing this being for at least, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes. Yes. And then the thing that when you guys gonna watch this interview, the whole interview, like I feel this Dr. Italo, he knows more, and I think he was there with the creature, and he told us that he just saw the video, but we in our feeling and the things that if you guys gonna watch, maybe maybe you guys gonna have the perception too that he knows more that he was saying. And then also he said the doctor, his friend the doctor, did a procedure in the alien's head. They put in something, I don't know how to say in English, but it's like a valve, like something that connected in his head. It is some procedure that doctors they used to do in brain surgery, you know.
Okay.
And
So, like, are you talking about like so they'd connect these like nodes? So like these wires that have like a sticky thing on the end and they like attach to your head, that kind of thing?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
in the creature's
So
head,
electric
and then
like
that's
these
what he said.
nodes.
Yeah, and then actually he's also, I remember he said, oh, my friend that was the doctor, he was asking me if the procedure that I did was like okay,
So
because
do you
Dr.
think that he was
Italo, he was the
do you think
older
that
doctor.
yeah. I was gonna say, do you think that he's, kind of saying, kind of being coy and saying, "Oh, my friend," but it's really him. He's just saying my friend so that you won't know it's really him, and he's seeing how, like, you know what I mean? He's playing you, not playing you, but he's telling the story without compromising himself.
Exactly. That's look like, because like in the end of
So do you have
there's
the
a
whole interview?
yes, I have the whole interview, and then
Okay, so yeah,
we
we'll play the whole
translated.
interview.
Yes, and it is, I think, 32 minutes in English,
Oh
but
shoot.
the point, b- but like in the end, no, by the I don't know if we have in English this, but the interview that we put in our channel, in the end of the video, he walks with us inside of the hospital, and he was showing us some part inside of the hospital, and then
Were you in
when we
our hospital?
arrived, yeah, and then when we arrived to a place like back to the hospital in the back, we could see a place that they do autopsies, and then you can hear he saying, "Oh, there, right there, they did the autopsy." So how he
Oh
knew
my
it?
god.
Like if he wasn't
Yeah, if
there,
he wasn't a part of it,
or
if he
yeah,
wasn't
and
there.
then yes, and then you can see the like signing in the door. I already filmed like it's a police, scientific, like because like when we have a crime, some autopsies, like it is a place that works doctors, and these doctors also work sometimes for the police
Yeah,
community. You
yeah.
know?
So it's a conjuncture between the police department and the medical facility. So when they do medical autopsies there, yeah, I get it. So
Yes,
it's what is it, like a special loading dock?
yes, yeah, and
That's very interesting. Very
yeah,
interesting.
and also we are about to release other like is another testimony for the it is another worker. He's not a doctor, he was a worker. He worked for 31 or 32 years in inside of the hospital, and he was there, and he saw this strange activity, and he said to us on the testimony that like these days there they closed an area in the hospital for 3 days, and he saw when the firemen came with a truck, and then they brought like with them like a gauge, but this gauge had a kind of blanket in the top if so he couldn't see what they have inside of the
What they had
gauge.
under
Yeah,
it.
and they were
Oh, it
like
had a
running.
gauge on it?
Yeah, that's another part of the story that we don't know like how, but
Like, what do you
this
mean a
guy,
gauge?
yeah, because
Like a temperature gauge or like a pressure gauge?
I think like a Zool gauge is more like more, like it's not like a good stuff because they thought we knew that a lot of like when the firemen's because the firemen's they did the first capture at January 20th on like 9:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning, and they captured this creature. They put it in a box, and they closed the box like a wood box, and then we knew that they gave this box to the army truck, the sergeant, and then they drove. We don't know where they drove that, and the other creature that it is a hypothesis they bring inside of this gauge because this worker that he gave us the testimony, he said he saw the truck by the firemen's when they park it in the hospital was running. They were with the some police officers and fire department, and then they took this gauge like a zoo gauge.
Oh, a
uh,
cage, not a
uh,
gauge.
Sorry, gauge is a cage. Yes, sorry,
A
my English.
cage, like one you would Okay, okay. Now it
Yes, a
I'm like, what
cage.
kind of fucking gauge is this?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Sorry,
Uh,
audience. My
no,
English.
no, 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 no. It's okay. They probably understood you know, from the jump.
Yeah.
I was late on that one.
Yeah. And then he said there was a blanket on the top it, so they couldn't see. So they brought like inside of in some area of the hospital that nobody could go inside, and they closed it, this area. And then he heard, not him, other friend of him was near of the place, and he heard the sergeant of the police officer say, if somebody like say something like is gonna have trouble or something like that, is gonna get in trouble. So was another testimony that
Yeah.
we had it.
Maybe I don't know if you have it already, but um, maybe I can get a sneak peek at that. A wink, wink. But we'll talk about that off air. But I want to bring up your slideshow here because I want to make sure that we get
Oh
to it.
yeah. Yeah.
So what is this? What are we looking at? Because I want to talk about. So I want to transition a little bit, and I want to transition into um, other work that you're doing, because you don't just work on the Virginia case.
Yes, was actually another case that we were investigating in our area here. It is a city which is like 30 to 40 minutes away driving.
Okay.
We call like Iperó, Tatuí, and it is a remote place with like forests, it's like more countryside. And then this family, they had they have actually, they still have like a ranch, really nice ranch. When they come to enjoy the weekend, and then this place, a lot of people said they had a sightings of UFOs. And then when we went there to speak with the family, and we spoke with the family who saw these UFOs and other neighbor, and they were all serious people. And then I just bring this paper that you guys are seeing.
Yeah.
Actually, this
So
is our.
for anyone who's listening, um, I would transition to either Rumble or YouTube for this segment of the show, the final segment of the show. It is a very visual. We have a PowerPoint that is brought up, and Marco is going to go through it.
Oh yeah, and this document actually is our. It was a group of Air Force, Brazilian Air Force, back in 1968. They had a group inside of the Air Force that they investigated UFOs since 1967, 68, 69. So this
So
is that
going
you guys
back
are.
pretty far.
Yes, and this is like you can read bulletin. Bulletin, that's the document that they used to put in all the cases that this Air Force group that they were investigating of UFOs.
Okay.
They wrote like the testimonies and the draws of the testimonies, and they put it on this document and sent to our DC, you know, and because they were informed our government of these cases, because back to the 60s, 90s, we had a bunch of sightings, and a lot of people like witnessed in very area, like remote cities, small cities around the capital of São Paulo. So this is a draw that a witness did uh, when they saw this like
So
huge UFO.
so this case is from Sao Paulo.
Yes, this case is around the São Paulo state, not the capital. It is
Okay,
like a
Sao
small
Paulo State.
cities. Yeah.
And what are you guys dubbing the name of this UFO case?
Actually, this case is like UFO over Tatooine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
So what they basically did? They did the same as the researcher do today. We go interview the people. People can do the draw for us what they saw, and then we have like a document. So why I'm showing this, because this is happened when the Air Force was investigating in the same city as the family lives, that we went and they saw this strange activity. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
here change next. Just a moment. I don't know if you can. I don't know if it changed for you.
It just changed. Yep. To now.
Yeah.
So now this is a real picture.
Yeah.
Now,
This is.
now what I'm seeing is a real picture of a what seems to be a housing structure, um, housing structures next to each other, and then in the middle of the picture is a disc or some sort
Yes.
of disc. And then in the background there seems to be like a big telephone or maybe like a airplane tower.
Yeah. Perfect. Yes. And then this picture actually was taken
Holy
in
shit. So this is
2000, 2001, and the guy didn't have a digital. He had a, remember the Kodak cameras,
yeah,
like a film.
this is a perfect picture.
Yeah, this guy, he was about to go to work, and then it was like in the morning, I think 9 in the morning or 8 in the morning, and then he came out to his house, and then he saw this UFO that was hovering,
It
and
was
then
just
he went,
hovering there.
yeah, was hovering there, like, and then he had a time to go back to his house inside,
Get
and
the camera.
get the camera, came out, and the UFO was hovering there, and then he could took the picture, you know,
So
and
it was there for how long do you think this UFO was hovering there?
he said after he took the picture, maybe more 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, like disappeared,
So I would
like
say maybe, by the time he sees it, but to the time it's gone, maybe
like
6 minutes.
yeah, 5 to 6 minutes probably.
But who
And
knows? Because he only noticed it at
yes,
he only noticed it as he came outside. Who knows how long it was there before?
yeah, and this picture, it is in the same city that's happened this strange activity of like UFOs, and this
And
picture, the guy, remember that he didn't know, like, if he got the picture. So when he revealed, on
oh
the
yeah, because
company.
remember, people, you don't know with those old Kodak cameras, you don't know if you got the picture till you go get it developed. There's no
Exactly.
there's no there's no digital screen playback.
Yeah, and then this film that we had it, we sent to a specialist, and they say that wasn't a fake, or and
There
they
was no
said,
tampering, no nothing.
yeah, no, nothing. And the guy was a police officer. He was very serious guy, I remember. And this city is like 30 to 40 minutes from my city, and we have this activity. But this
So
picture was in 2001. Yeah, that happened. And
so
then,
this happened in 2001 in Sao Paulo State. So I'm gonna call
yeah,
it the Sao Paulo State UFO. The
yeah,
witness is a police officer. There's no
yeah,
there's no evidence of tampering. Um, and this is happening in an area that has already had documented high strangeness going on.
yeah. And
Holy
then,
shit. What
so
what does he say? Because obviously a picture, even with our best cameras now, we wouldn't be able to get a good picture. His eyes were probably a better Like
Exactly.
his eyes are better. So how did he describe this craft from his eyesight?
He said that it was very dark, and the perception that he had. Do you know when you have a head, a cowboy head,
Yes.
but it was like, do you know when
So it
you
was shaped like a cowboy hat?
yeah, but I was like, how do I say when you turn
So
the head?
it was inverted.
Yeah, inverted. Exactly. That's
So
the word.
okay,
Yeah, it
that
was
makes sense.
inverted. And then he said that was over, and it was like do a little movement. And he said also the things that I remember. He said that was really interested. That he said that for him was look like if the object was in the water, like like
So it was
swimming in the water.
moving as if it was in the water,
Yeah, looks
like
like
it
in the
was like
water.
bobbing and weaving.
Yeah,
So
yes.
did he hear anything? Did he low electrical hum? Did he hear any noise?
No, he said, because what he said, oh, I didn't hear anything, but I don't know if he had a noise because I was kind of far away from, like,
Right.
wasn't too
Yeah.
far, but he said he couldn't hear
But
any
but
noise.
when was he there when it took off?
Yes, he was there. He already took some pictures. I think this picture was the best one because the other one
Yeah.
was shaken, you know, and
Right. Right.
and then he saw when this flew like very
Because
easily.
if it took off and like blasted off or it just upwards, that with no discernible means of propulsion, that's a big deal.
I remember when he saw, like when took off. That's what he said wasn't too fast, but it was looked like he was inside of a water, like
Right?
and then
Oh, so but it took off and it no discernible mean of propulsion, no fire, no nothing like that.
no, he said just
Wow,
gone,
this
like
is
went.
amazing.
Yeah, and the
This
guys
is an
was pretty
amazing case.
serious guy,
Very serious. He has a lot to lose by coming forward as
yes,
a police officer.
and also
So,
he didn't wanna he like his face on camera or anything. He's just
did you have to
told
blur
us
his
a
face?
story. Yeah, actually, he didn't give us an interview because he didn't want any camera. He just recorded like audio back to
Audio?
the like 2003. I think we found him, like when we knew about him, you know. And then also, so the same city in 2015, we went back, and I think the slide already changed it for you, right?
Yep, it changed.
Yeah. So this family right here, you can see the couple. So this couple, we were in their ranch, and that's what happened. They were there with her daughter, and then they saw like a strange lights in the sky. And this is kind of, actually this is a video, but I'm not gonna put in here because it's in Portuguese. They are doing their testimony, and this is the video that I'm gonna show you. And then actually pay attention that these lights in the sky, you're gonna have the perception that some maybe um maybe like little balls is gonna come out from the big light. Let me put in right here.
Okay. Okay. So this thing is hovering there. I wish anyone who's listening needs to be watching this. There's no other way to describe this.
See, the other one already came one, and now the second one came
Yeah.
out. Another light.
Yep. And it's
And
like
then
it's like a you can see the depth and the shadow of it. Now it's
I'm gonna
holy
send you the
shit.
original.
Holy shit. No fuck way did I. That's crazy. For anyone listening, you need to watch this.
I'm gonna send you the original one.
Yes, please, because I would love to overlay it on this. This is remarkable.
She said, "That's what I saw yesterday, over next to the tree."
So now it's just a fading ball. It's like a ball of light that's kind of fading out, but
Yeah,
it's still
and
there.
then like disappeared, like then like turn it off, like the light. That's the end.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Because I mean,
So,
that is that. For a moment, I thought that was a metallic craft. It looks
yeah,
it looks like it's a metallic craft with depth at one point.
yeah,
And then, but also it could just be the quality of the video. I'm not sure. But then
yeah,
now that I'm looking at it again, I can see with distinct balls of light, like multiple balls of light,
yes,
that eventually morph into one big ball of light. So it's pretty remarkable no matter it what way it goes. That was insane. Insane.
yeah. And then I remember we went to in the area. We knew that I had like a small airport. So and then we went there, and then we bring this video, and we showed like some pilots and see. Oh, do you have an explain like a explanation like for this? And then this guy's what? And then I remember one guy. Oh my God, what is this? This is what uh, when happened. They were very curious about it, and then they didn't
Yeah.
know what
So
was this.
so where is this taking place?
This is in Tatuí City, between Tatuí and Iperó. It's like
And
it's
how do you
kind of a
spell
small
Tatooine?
city. It is in the like a countryside city, very like small city, and there's a lot of mountains and like a jungle.
Okay,
It's
and what and that's in what country?
in São Paulo state in
So
Brazil.
again, this is Sao Paulo State.
Yeah, São
Oh
Paulo
my
state.
god.
It's like 30 to 40 minutes from my city here driving.
Oh my god. So this is becoming a hot spot.
Yeah, it was a
So
hotspot
and
because
what year is this from?
this is from 2018, 2015. This this video. Actually, we had two videos. The other one I didn't find here because it was an older one. That the couple, like the parents of the lady, they they saw like 4 to 5 UFOs hovering. And next time I'm gonna see if I can find here and I send it to you. But we thought that it was airplane, but the way that they were hovering, like the airplanes, like couldn't be airplanes because they were hovering, kind of hovering.
Yeah, they
It's
were
crazy. They
static in
were
their hovering. And
ex-
we know airplanes don't they would fall out of the sky if they did such things.
yeah, that's what I showed these things right here. This one, because this is back to the 60 in the same city. So we knew that the Air Force went there to investigate these strange sightings back to the end of the 60s. And then we had this another picture in the same city in 2001. And then 2015 and 2017 with this family right here.
There's your
You
vest.
know,
You love that vest.
yeah,
So was that the
like
whole slideshow?
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
and
that's remarkable. That's a
yeah,
like so those are two cases that happened in the same area, um,
yes.
14 years apart.
Yeah, actually,
So
there's more cases. Just put it some examples here of it. You know,
right. So this area, would you consider it a hot spot for UFOs?
yeah. This other place right here, just the last one to I show you, is Peruíbe. It is like a beach place. You know, it's a very actually is
Oh,
the
okay.
city that I met James Fox.
I was gonna
The
say,
J
you're gonna bring me there, right? Because that looks amazingly
yes,
beautiful.
yeah, and then this place is
You gotta bring me
unbelievable.
there.
Like the hotspot. There's so many stories in this city, you know, of Peruíbe, and there's a bunch of cases, and then we investigated a really strange case in 2008 when like in a neighborhood that we call Bairro São José, like a neighborhood. Is like also is like a remote neighborhood in Peruíbe. Um, like there's some people saw some strange lights,
Okay.
and the lights of the houses came out, like
What?
turn it off the all the lights, and
So
then
so when this craft went by, all the lights in their house and that stuff went out?
yeah, went out.
Holy shit.
And then like the dogs and the animals around like this neighborhood was like bite, like they were doing stranger noises, like
Howling and maybe crying.
so this UFO was hovering this neighborhood, and then these dogs was like crying and doing some noises, and then I remember that we interviewed one person which lived in the neighborhood, and he said he thought that somebody was like robbing his car, like was like stealing his car, and then he came out. This was around 12:30 at night, you know, and was like midnight, like 12:30, and then when he came out to see his car if it was okay, he saw this light in the same street of his house, and the light went out very fast. And then he said to us, he like, oh, I remember that night I drink a little bit, and I didn't know if I was kind of drunk because I saw that thing, and then I went back to my house and I slept, you know, like, and then I went to sleep, and then the next day, like I went outside, and then I saw, because they had a field with like a big plant, like 2 meters and a half of big plants. And then I'm
Like,
gonna
so
show you.
big crops?
Yeah. So can you see the house right here? Like
Yes.
back to the.
Yep.
So this house right here, the lady, she said that she saw like a strange light come reflecting in her window, and because her rooms was in the first floor, so you could see, she said that she could see the lights was reflecting in her room, but she was afraid and she didn't open the window, and then this UFO like left, took it off very fast, and then the next day, um, they found out that the field was, let me show you here.
And remember, when you change sides, it's
Can
just
you hear
remember
me?
that. Yep, I can hear you.
Oh no.
So there was crop circles.
Yes, look like a crop circle, but we knew uh that this UFO, he came like
So,
down, and then maybe he
bl-
uh how do I say, um he scanned,
Yeah.
he scanned something right there, and then he flew out again, and then he left this
Imprint.
kind.
So the UFO leaves this, guys. You got to see this. I mean, it this is. It doesn't look like a crop circle like you'd normally see, but it looks like something like like flew down, and I don't even know how to describe it. Just basically flattened a portion of land, and then maybe took back off, or you know, like I said, like or like Marco said, was scanning it, and the process of scanning it flattened it like that. Did anyone do any tests? Radiation?
Yes, actually, when we arrived there, we were talking with the locals area, and then they said that they saw these
Did you
strange
take this
lights.
picture?
Sorry.
Did you take this picture?
Yes, we did, and I was here
No.
too with my
Oh
partner
my
that
god.
time.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
so much bigger than I thought it was.
yeah, this is very big, and
Oh my god.
yeah, it was a big field, and the
Holy shit.
and we had the Geiger, but no radiation, nothing, because we did the Geiger at the place. But what we found really strange was the some plants they had this. Can you see that was burned?
Yeah, they
Like,
had, so they're like severely burned at the
yeah.
tips.
So my friend here, he's a teacher. He's a biology teacher, and he brought this plants to his another teacher, and then they said was a burn by a hundred. I don't know how to explain. Like, that was burned with something that was
That
very
was
hot.
so hot that
Yeah.
it was, it doesn't even make sense.
And then so was really weird because we
This,
had a.
I mean, these look like charred. Look, the top one especially. You can see like the layering of of the degree that it took the heat,
Yeah,
the way it shriveled up, and then the next one, I mean, the next one right on the top, it's just black.
yeah, and the other ones wasn't like that. Just some plants, you know um
Right, right.
this is another picture of
Yeah,
the
that doesn't do it
sighting.
justice, because when you guys were standing in it, oh my god, like, it
Yeah.
made it so much like that is a big, big, big area of land that is flat.
Yes. And then so we started to research, like, in this area. And I remember like 2 to 3 days later, um because Peruíbe, there's a local newspaper, and the local newspaper receive a picture from a local that live it. Yeah. And then so the newspaper, they receive a picture from another guy that live it in near to this area. And then he took this other picture right here of something that was over
Oh.
in the sky, and then was in the same night, actually.
So so I like how there's, so you have the original, then you have
Yeah.
it in an alpha mode. So what people don't know is, so you can put a picture into like an editing software, and then you can do this mode where you go into alpha mode, where it basically just shows you the shape. Um, you have that plus another, I don't know what that is. What is that
Yeah.
third, the gray one?
Yeah, the gray one is another filter that we put in. Like you said, is like some app, like program that we use to see what maybe we can see behind the light.
behind the, yeah, so that's often what you're looking for in these alpha modes is, or um these frames is what's beyond the light. And in the bottom picture, I mean, it looks like your typical flying saucer, but it looks like a ball of light in the camera. So Marco, thank you for showing us that evidence. Like so much evidence for that was amazing. That was really cool insight into some of the cases that you've been looking into in your area, and some updates on the Virginia case and what James is doing with his new film, what you're being what you're involved in. You've been doing the you've been traveling a lot yourself. What do you have in the works going on?
Yes, here now we are working. We still working on Varginha case. We went there, I think, 2 months ago to investigate more information. We know that more people know about it, but
Mhm.
actually, I am studying and I am researching about Colares that we call Operação Prato. That have it is once I think the
What's
biggest case in Brazil. That
Operation Plato, right? So
yes,
Operation Plate
yeah,
Disc. That I would love for you to come back with a presentation on that case.
for sure I will.
And
There's
because that
another cases too. There's a bunch of cases that we were investigating, but most of it we had a explanation for it. It's not
yeah,
like a UFO, but
a
there's
prosaic explanation.
yeah, there's a small percent of the cases that we don't have a explanation.
Yeah, and I think but that's normal. That's typical for ufology, right? So you have
Yeah,
you have the 100% of cases, 97% are prosaic, 3% are interesting, but 1% are worth going deeper into. So that's just the way it is. And dude, you kill it with your research, and you do a lot of talks, a lot of lectures, a lot of conferences. Are you appearing at anything coming up?
yes, we are having another project about another documentary that we're gonna show some cases. Uh, like, of course, we had the influencer of James Fox because uh, it was a
Yeah,
school for us,
yeah, yeah,
and then now we wanna recording these cases with the witness to show the people that there's many more things that is going on, and a lot of people doesn't know, and maybe when the big media cover this case, always they make fun of it, and they of course they never go into the cases, and this is
yeah. Why
normal.
why do you think that is when the United States is having congressional hearings and all that? Why is your country still not taking this seriously? Do you think it's
Yeah.
because of cases like Virginia, Operation Plateau, and because a lot of people know that or think that people in UFO community think that down in South America, Brazil, like that you guys are very open, that your military is very open, but you, you don't see it that way.
Yes, actually, like our media right now, like since maybe the 15 years, they make more fun of the subject. There's some channels which respect and they going through to some cases, but at the most of it, they make our fun. And then actually, we had a look by our militaries because, uh, like we had a release it around 11 to 12,000 pages of secret documents that we had a like in the organization of the government that are about UFO. So we did like we had like a small organization that asked for the government to release some documents that we know that they have. We
Mhm.
got it already around to 11 to 2000 pages of it, and then every Brazilian or everyone can go to the National Library in our DC and then looking for in the library, and then they're gonna bring to you take a look. So there's so many cases, so many reports by the pilots, Air Force pilots, civil
Yeah.
pilots. You know,
Yeah,
is really
absolutely.
interested. But
Absolutely.
I don't know why they still making fun of it. You know, uh, and
I
we
know
know that.
why.
Yeah, what?
I know why. Because they're told to.
Yeah,
You know, like what do you think about all the David Rush stuff?
exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
um, the, with all the credibility that we have going on in the UFO whistleblower stuff right now, like it's only a matter of time, Marco. It's only a matter
yeah.
of time till this till the last domino falls and disclosure happens. And your part in it is huge. So I always want to say thank you for being on the show, and we always look forward to having you back on. And give James our best, and tell him that we would love to have him on the show as soon as possible.
Yes, for sure. He wants to come, and then he's gonna be available. I think the next month, or and then for sure he's gonna come on your show. And I wanna thank you for the opportunity again in your audience. And I wanna say I'm sorry by my English. I'm
Ah,
learning,
no, they don't care.
and
They don't care.
it's just
They're more mad at me all the time. Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Th-
yeah. They stay mad at
and
me.
and
But
thanks a lot
Marco,
to you guys.
yeah, Marco, you have your own channel. You have your own Instagram. So I'll include all your links in the description below. But on Twitter or X, I can't call it X. I don't know why. Twitter, you're at Marco Leal UAPs, or Marco Leal UAP. Um, and then on Instagram, you have, what is it? At What does it say?
Yeah, at Leo Marco Aurelio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that all those will be in the description below for everybody. And thank you to everyone who watched and who tuned in, whether you're watching or listening. It was an amazing conversation. Thank you so much, Marco. You are truly a great researcher and a great asset to the field of ufology. And we look forward to keep exploring the unknown together. And together we will get this done and get disclosure. We're gonna run the ball into the end zone together.
Yes, thanks a lot, and congratulations for your work too on the UFO subject. Yesterday I watched it. Your video was amazing, and
Thank you. Thank you.
and we are waiting for your um the next news from your
Yeah.
researcher too.
Yeah, he's the insider is going to be shedding a lot of information coming very 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 soon. And it's some of the stuff that I've been shown is just downright scary stuff. So you know I can't wait to show you, and you'll be the first to see it. So thank you so much, Marco.
Oh, thank you, and then I wanna call you now to come to my channel to you
Yeah,
speak a
yeah,
little bit about it, your research and UFOs in US. That is
yeah.
amazing, you know.
Yeah,
Makes
I would
sense.
absolutely love to do that. Let's set that up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So stick around after the credits roll, and we'll talk for like 2 seconds before we get to go. Um, And then to everyone who listened, like I said, if you can leave a review, it really helps. And if you're watching on YouTube, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. If you want to support the community, go a step further and join for as low as a cup of coffee. You can get all the ad-free content and early benefits, all that stuff. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.